John here again with an iPhone 6s back camera lens replacement. If your back camera lens is cracked or broken, you can easily replace it. These are the tools you do need. The link is in the description below on where to get those tools and the replacement lens. So let's get started. First thing is to get the heat gun. Just heat the back of the lens. Now you don't want to heat it too much, but you want to still heat it enough that if your finger touches it, it feels fairly hot. So, not enough to burn your finger, but enough to feel the heat. So once that does heat up, you look for the weakest point, get your tweezers or X-Acto knife. I prefer tweezers. X-Acto knives can be a bit more restrictive in the way you actually, push in the glass. And then slowly pick away at the cracked glass. Now, as you can see, I keep reapplying the heat. Now, the reason I do that is the adhesive that holds that lens down will soften up and it'll be easier to pick away. Now, when the actual camera is exposed underneath, obviously you want to avoid putting too much heat on the camera, but still saying that, as I said, enough heat so it will soften the glue up. It will feel fairly hot to touch, but it won't burn you. So once you keep pecking away at it, now in this situation I used just a piece of metal to cover the camera, and then I put the heat gun on that corner for a bit. Now it should come off a lot easier. So you can even do that. You can use a dime or a penny or any type of coin to cover the camera lens if you're worried. Now the worst case is you can actually damage the camera. The cameras are cheap. They're literally $5-10 parts. So if you do that, don't stress too much. But it's still very hard to do that. Now, as you can see with the tweezers, I'm trying to avoid scratching the lens of the camera. And now I'm removing the actual old adhesive from the actual, the old camera lens. Now, I just use a bit of rubbing alcohol. You can use methylated spirits, any type of alcohol. I prefer alcohol because it doesn't leave any type of residue behind. Now I'm slowly cleaning around there. I'm not too sure if that was from a previous repairer, but it seemed like it was glue. So I'm just moving that away. I just got a bit of alcohol on tweezers. Now, the glue that I do have on the link below that I recommend is really good. It's got a bit of flex and it really goes on well. Now, go around the edges, use something sharp like a pin to put it on, and then put it around the edges, and now you get your new lens. So easy to put on. And don't forget to take off the plastic film on each side of the lens, which I have obviously, and then you just put it on. Now the most important part obviously is you might see glue on the sides where that black ring is. Don't stress too much about that, as long as it doesn't obstruct the actual camera itself. You'll know if something's obstructing it. When you do test, it'll be fine. But please like, subscribe,